Now I feel bad that my kid went to she was babysitting when there's kids in the service. She's not good sitting by herself.
Made the right call. I was not surprised to see her.
I didn't
There's
know.
a plan, but I'm not so sure.
I thought she was a Josh's services in Mandeville, and I thought she was going to go with him. And then we let her pick, and she picked coming here. So, yeah,
It's been a long ride.
I think so. And I said you can come to services or you can go into babysitting. She goes. So, I mean, she's in a preschool class. She's going into classes. So, yeah.
How does this compare to the crowds we've had here so far? Is this small, large, medium?
It's just, it's a little bigger than what Friday nights that we've had. It's a different, which is what I was hoping.
By the way, what time does the video start? It seems to start now.
Yeah,
Shabbat shalom.
as long as our audio is working, 6:25. Oh, I don't know where it is. Okay, we're gonna start. Jacob, we're gonna start.
See, Rabbi Smiley, didn't that work so well? See
What?
how everyone's so quiet now?
Yeah.
Your star is over here. You want it back or front?
Are we good with just singing, or do you think we need a big Shabbat Shalom?
Hey, Mom.
Yeah, are we good?
Go ahead and start.
Just to sing it?
Okay,
Yeah.
here we go.
Okay. Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Oh, the ruach in the room before we started singing, it was high, there was a buzz. We were talking up here of how much we enjoyed this spirit already. So I'm going to guess we can do a better Shabbat Shalom. So we're going to try it again. I'm going to say Shabbat Shalom. And you're just going to repeat it back to me so we can wish each other a Shabbat of peace. But I know we can do better than we just did. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Wasn't that much better? Much, much better. Let us bring this ruach, this spirit, and this joy as we enter Shabbat. As we enter Shabbat together, let us take a deep breath. When you inhale, I invite you to hold something with you that happened this past week that was just wonderful, that you want to hold with you this Shabbat. And as we exhale, I invite you to exhale all of your worries away. When we walk into the space, each one of us comes with our own burdens and our own worries. But let that exhale release that weight from your shoulders and just allow you to enter this joyful moment of Shabbat. And I invite you to sing with us, and I invite you to celebrate and join us, because it is so great that we are able to be together. Hinei ma tov u'manayim. Our prayer books in front of you or behind you are the thick blue prayer books. I invite you to take one out now, where we find the words of Hinei ma tov, page 128. us welcome Shabbat with the lighting of our Shabbat candles. Our blessing for lighting the Shabbat candles can be found on page 120, and I invite Susan Lipsy to help us light our Shabbat candles.
Blessed are you, Adonai, our God, sovereign Creator, who calls us to mitzvah, commanding us to kindle the light of Shabbat.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu lechad likner shel Shabbat.
We turn together to page 124, and we read together the English prayer at the top of this page. We enter this sanctuary to welcome Shabbat. Within these walls, we sit surrounded by numberless generations. Our ancestors built the synagogue as a visible sign of God's presence in their midst. Throughout our long history and our endless wandering, it has endured, a beacon of truth, love, and justice for all humanity. Its presence guided our ancestors to lives of righteousness, holding up to them a vision of their truest selves. Now we, in our turn, come into this sanctuary to affirm the sacredness of our lives. May we enter this place in peace. May holiness wrap around us as we cross its threshold. Weariness, doubt, the flaws within our human hearts, the harshness of the weak, let these drop away at the door. In the brightness of Shabbat, let peace settle upon us as we lift our hearts in prayer. We continue on page 138, singing Lecha Dodi. Metaphorically welcoming the Sabbath bride into our community. So as we welcome the Shabbat presence to our community, let us also pause and take a moment to welcome each other. But I'm going to challenge you tonight, not just to wish the people you're sitting next to a Shabbat Shalom, not just the people you came in the same car with, maybe someone you don't normally sit next to and they're way across the room. Wish them a Shabbat Shalom as well. So let's take a moment to greet each other as we build this special Shabbat community. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. going to ask you to finish greeting each other and make your way back to your seats.
But certain chords are easy, like A minor is really easy to play. C minor is not, and that's why we play with C. It's not just easy, they also sound like really strings too. So the way you play chords
I am so excited that we are building community and greeting one another. We will have plenty of time to continue greeting each other at the Oneg.
Could everyone say
We're going to continue our theme of greeting as we welcome the ministering angels into our community. You smile and you laugh that it takes time to quiet the room, but I have to say this is what it's all about. This is the reason for us to be together. We are celebrating Shabbat, but we are also here to build community and be with friends. Let us continue that theme of greeting as we welcome the ministering angels with the words of Shalom Aleichem, page 142.
Shalom Aleichem, Malachei HaShabbat, Malachei Elyon. Melech Malachei HaShabbat, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Mo'achem leShalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon. Melech Malachei HaMelachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Shalom Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon. Melech Malachei HaMelachim, HaKadosh Shalom Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon. Melech Malachei HaMelachim, HaKadosh Baruch.
We turn to page 144 and join together in our Chatzi Kaddish.
Yitgadal v'yitgadash Shemei Rabbah, v'yamadi rafirtei v'yamich malchutei, v'chayechon v'yom echon, u'chayei lechol beit Yisrael. Ba'gala, ba'gala, u'bizman karib, v'imru, amen. Yehei Shmei Rabbah mevorach, le'olam lo me'almaya, yitbarach, yitbarach, v'yishtabach, v'yitba'ar, v'yitromam, v'yitnaseh, v'yitadar, v'yitaleh, v'yitalal, Shmei b'kudshah b'richu, le'elam minchor v'rata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechamata, damiram yama, v'meru, amen.
As we turn the page to page 146, I invite you to please rise. together on page 149 the prayer that begins in the middle of the page. This is an hour of change. Within it we stand uncertain on the border of light. Shall we draw back or cross over? Where shall our hearts turn? Shall we draw back, my brother, my sister, or cross over? This is the hour of change, and within it we stand quietly on the border of light. What lies before us? Shall we draw back, my brother, my sister, or cross over? Baruch atah Adonai, hama'ariv aravim. We continue reading together the English prayer on page 150. Everlasting love, you offered your people Israel by teaching us Torah and mitzvot, laws and precepts. Therefore, Adonai our God, when we lie down and when we rise up, we will meditate on your laws and your commandments. We will rejoice in your Torah forever. Day and night we will reflect on them, for they are our life, and doing them lengthens our days. Never remove your love from us. Praise to you, Adonai, who loves your people Israel. Baruch atah Adonai, Ohev Amo Yisrael. As we turn the page, we find the words of Shema, and I invite you, if it is your custom, to please rise. Page 157, together at the top. Standing on the parted shores of history, we still believe what we were taught before ever we stood at Sinai's foot, that wherever we go, it is eternally Egypt. that there is a better place, a promised land, that the winding way to that promise passes through the wilderness, that there is no way to get from here to there except by joining hands, marching together. In my house, every night when it becomes bedtime, which even though I'm the parent of a 5-year-old, I feel like is later and later and later every single night, we go through a process to try to get Eliana to fall asleep. Maybe like you do at home, we read some books, we turn the lights off, and we try to calm ourselves down from Eliana's busy day. And then when she crawls into bed and we tuck her in, every single night we sing songs. And every single night our first song is what we call our Siyum Layom, our ending of the day. And we sing bedtime Shema leading directly in to Hashkivenu. Because Hashkivenu reminds us that no matter what the darkness is going to be in the room around us, no matter what shadows she's going to find in the middle of the night, that we will be protected. And there will be moments of shalom, of peace for all of us. So in my house, every single night when we put Eliana to bed, we sing the words of Hashkivenu to remind her that it's okay to be scared. But when we're scared, we can remember that there is God or whatever you believe in to protect us. So let us sing those words now, page 160.
Adonai, Eloheinu leShalom, v'hamidenu shomreinu lechaim. Hashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu leShalom, v'hamidenu shomreinu lechaim. Hashkivenu
On Shabbat, we are taught to both shamor, guard, and zachor, remember Shabbat. But I know for each and every one of us, it has a different meaning. For some of us, this is our Shabbat, our moment of community together in prayer. For some of us, our moment of Shabbat is taking a nap on Saturday afternoon. Probably not tomorrow. There's a football game, I hear. You can all tell me more about that later. For some of us, Shabbat is a cup of coffee or hot chocolate and a good book. Whatever it is for you, I want you to think in this moment how you are going to make this Shabbat. I'm curious if anybody is brave enough to share with us what they're going to do to create their Shabbat this weekend. Do you want to share? No? Any brave souls want to share? Now that everybody's thinking, well, I'm watching the football game. I don't even know when it is, but it's tomorrow. A home-cooked meal, thank you. Anybody else want to share things that help make Shabbat for you?
I will not listen to the news.
Anyone else? Take a nap. Time with family, nice. Yeah. So as we think of all these things that help make Shabbat special and unique for each of us, let us remember those things that we're told to guard and to keep. Page 162, the words of Vishamru. When we chant through the words of our Amidah, they give us a moment to remember the past. They give us a moment to think about the strength of the moment we are in, and also allow us to think about how God's holiness is infused in each and every one of us. And so we can take that moment of strength and look to the future. The way our prayer book works, when we chant through these words, we will be looking at only the right-hand, even page-numbered side of the page. So I invite you to turn to page 164. We will turn the pages a few times as we chant our Amidah together. Page 164, I invite you to please rise.
Adonai
invite you to please be seated. We read together at the top of page 173. May these hours of rest and renewal open our hearts to joy and our minds to truth. May all who struggle find rest on this day. May all who suffer find solace. May all who hurt find healing on this day. May all who despair find purpose. May all who hunger find fulfillment on this day. And may this day fulfill its promise. Baruch atah Adonai, Mekadesh HaShabbat. We read together at the top of page 177. God of goodness, we give thanks for the gift of life, wonder beyond words, for the awareness of soul, our light within, for the world around us so filled with beauty, for the richness of the earth which day by day sustains us. For all these and more we offer thanks. Baruch atah Adonai, hatov shimcha ulacha na'eh lehodot. We continue together on the top of page 179. Grant us peace, your most precious gift, O eternal source of peace, and give us the will to proclaim its message to all the peoples of the earth. Bless our country as a safeguard of peace, its advocate among the nations. Make contentment reign within our borders, health and happiness within our homes. Strengthen the bonds of friendship and fellowship among all the inhabitants of every land. Plant virtue in every soul, and may the love of your name hallow every home and every heart. Praised are you, Eternal One, who blesses our people with peace. Baruch atah Adonai, hamvarech et amo Yisrael, ba shalom. We pause now to take a moment of silent prayer and reflection. I don't know about all of you, but I can say that I am really feeling moments of shalom right now. I'm feeling at peace. The community that we're building tonight is bringing our peace. The beautiful musical talents of Joey and Michael are bringing us peace. And I hope that many of you also are feeling that sense of shalom, that sense of peace. We know, though, that there are many, both within this room and in our friends and family and neighbors, community and world, who are having a little bit more trouble finding their peace. And it's possibly because they suffer illness. So we turn our thoughts now to those in need of healing. Our Mishaberach prayer of healing, the words can be found on page 371. Tonight, as a community, we think of Joy Lewis, Lucy Silva, Minna Bat Yentel, Mordechai Bendina, Rowan Hausman, Anna Carlo, Judy Roheim, Friedel Tamara Bat Liba Bela, Manucha Pesa Bat Cherny Umosha, Gretchen Haynes, Dorian Reeson, Steve Sinkoff, Linda Weinstein, Donna Sternberg, Louis Newman, Ruby Smolinski, and Lee Kaplan. If there are others you are thinking of in need of healing, I invite you to share their names aloud as my eyes meet yours. think of all in need of healing as we pray our Misha Barak prayer of healing.
UJCBR Avotenu, Avraham, Yitzchak, v'Yaakov. UJCBR Imotenu, Sarah, Rivka, Leah, v'Rachel. May the one who blessed our mothers, may the one who blessed our fathers, hear our prayer, hear our prayer, hear our prayer, hear our prayer, and bless us as well. Bless us with the power of your healing. Bless us with the power of your hope. May the pain and loneliness we're feeling be diminished by the power of your love. Bless us with the vision for tomorrow. Help us to reach out to those in pain. May the warmth of friendship ease our sorrow. Give us courage, give us strength, show us the way. Misha Berach Avotenu, Misha Berach Imotenu. Hear our prayer, hear our prayer, hear our prayer, hear our prayer, and bless us as well. Hear our prayer, hear our prayer, hear our prayer, hear our prayer, and bless us as well.
This past Sunday, Josh, Eliana, and I went to Knock Knock for the first time. We loved it, and we look forward to many more family fun days there. While there, Eliana was our guide. We followed her every move. She was a mechanic, she was an artist, she was a construction worker, and so much more. With each new activity, she was able to transform herself. When we walked into the dance studio, we were expecting a place where she could put on a tutu and watch herself in the mirror while she danced around. It, though, was way more than it first appeared to be. While the three of us were having fun in the dance studio, Eliana noticed some buttons on the wall. After we got over the shock of her reading the words hip-hop listed next to a button, we realized that when she pushed the button, dancers appeared in the mirror and led Josh, Eliana, and I in a choreographed dance. We followed hip-hop, ballet, Bollywood, line dancing, and so many other styles. This became our favorite activity together during this, our first visit to Knock Knock. On our drive home, Eliana explained to us how when we visit next time, she wants to go into the dance studio first. I began to wonder, though, if it would be as exciting and as enjoyable the second time after knowing the surprise already. Each of us experiences things in our lives that turn out differently than we originally expected. Some of those moments lead to more exciting things, and some lead to disappointment. But if we can approach each new moment, even ones which seem like repeats, like the next time I go into the dance studio at Knock Knock, with open eyes, then we can always learn something new. If we can switch from creating expectations before we do something to experiencing each new moment with an open mind, then we will be able to experience more moments with our own metaphorical dancers appearing in front of us to pleasantly surprise us. This week in Torah, we read the moment when the children of Israel are positioned just outside of the Promised Land, the mythical place of their dreams. They could hardly contain themselves. A new life of cool breezes, delicious fruits, and a deep peace was just on the horizon. A destination that had been their goal since they left Egypt. A place they imagine will be a paradise flowing with milk and honey. I imagine their eyes opened as wide as Eliana's did when we drove up to the teal, uniquely shaped building on Sunday. But we do not read this week a description of a perfect beach vacation, but instead find the Torah portion with the most laws listed of any other single portion. So many rules that even scholars disagree about how many are contained within. Some say 72, some say 74. I'll leave it to each of you to go read it at home and count and make a determination for yourself. Some of the laws in this week's portion concern how to treat the widow, the orphan, the rejected wife, the hungry, the slave who is fleeing from his master, the defiant child, and the one who suffers a skin disease. Laws that hardly paint a picture of the land of my dreams. We too are in a similar position in our community. Many of us expected to snap our fingers and we would magically be one unit and all the answers would come easy. We expected to immediately walk into the synagogue community of our dreams. But in reality, just like it was for our ancestors, that's not how our world works either. Creating policies and procedures, new ways to communicate, and experiencing prayer that is not the way it has always been done does not really make for a mythical place of our dreams. But just like the Israelites endured through building community to create something that has lasted for over 2,000 years, we too will endure and create something beautiful and strong and long-lasting. This week, when Moses shares the rules to not subvert the rights of the widow or the fatherless, he follows this commandment with a demand to recall that we were slaves in Egypt. Moses then commands the Israelites to leave fruit on their trees and crops in their field for those less fortunate. And again, we are asked to remember our slavery and then our liberation. Our ancestors' collective memory allows them to look to life in the future, in the promised land. So, we do the same. We learn from one another. We share the stories found in our collective memories to build upon the already strong foundation to figure out what is next. We share our stories with each other, and every single one of you teach me what it's been like to be part of the Jewish community in Baton Rouge over the last 150 plus years. Then we create new with our collective memories at the forefront. As we share our stories with each other, we will build relationships in order to get us to a place of taking care of one another. Another important lesson found in this week's portion full of laws. We are taught if we see someone's animal go astray or we find a lost item, we can't ignore it, even if we don't know where the person lives. If someone's animal has fallen in the road, we can't ignore it. We have to help. We can't abuse or take advantage of our workers, and we have to pay them on time. We can't abuse or take advantage of those without power, And if someone needs a loan, we have to be reasonable about what we ask for in collateral. We need to be honest in business. We need to build a parapet on our roof to make sure no one would fall off. Mitzvah after mitzvah, commanding us, encouraging us to feel the sacred sense of obligation to care for each other. It could be a stranger or a relative. It could be a formal setting or just coming across someone or something on the street. It could be something that we have to react to or something that we need to plan for. The Torah is basically telling us that in every aspect of our lives, we can't just look out for ourselves. We have to care for each other. So, we do the same. After we learn from each other, we take care of each other. If we are able to live out the lessons found in the laws in this week's Torah, using the foundation of our collective memories to build relationships that allow us to take care of one another, then I believe we will reach our own promised land right here in Baton Rouge. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Together tonight, we are here to not just celebrate Shabbat, but also to celebrate with Rabbi Weinstein on the occasion of his 80th birthday in just a few short days. So before we return to our prayer books to conclude our service, come on up here. Surprise!
Here I am.
Here you are. I want everyone in this room to think about your birthday blessings that you have for Rabbi Weinstein. I've had the opportunity over the past few months that I've been here to begin to get to know you, and I look forward to many, many more conversations. And I know the people around this room have known you for much longer than I. So I want all of you to think in your head what your blessings are for Rabbi Weinstein. Send them through your mind wavelengths up here as I offer you this blessing on behalf of everyone here. We praise you, eternal God, sovereign of the universe. You give your wisdom to flesh and blood. Author of life, our times are in your hand. We thank you for the blessing of life and for everything that enriches our lives. We turn to you now with special gratitude to share in the happiness of Rabbi Weinstein as he marks his 80th birthday. Be with him now and always. May he be blessed with health and happiness and strength. As we honor Rabbi Weinstein for the gifts he brings to this sacred community, may we pray that each day bring him an abundance of blessing. It is my honor now to offer you a blessing I am sure you have offered probably to many in this space, probably at the other space, but to many people in this space, and offered to so many throughout the many years of your rabbinate. Yevarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha. May God bless you and keep you. Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'yekunecha. May God's presence shine upon you and be gracious to you. Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom. May God turn God's favor upon you. Rabbi Weinstein, may you find all of the blessings, the hopes and dreams you have, and all of the ones that are being sent to you from all of us here in the community. May you find those on your birthday, on Sunday, and for every day forward. But most of all, will you find that most precious blessing, the blessing of shalom, of peace. And let us together say, Amen. Thank you. I'll let you sit down now, since I didn't tell you I was going to bring you up there, right? Thank you. We will continue celebrating with Rabbi Weinstein after services as we join together in the social hall for Oneg. But let us first conclude our service. So we're going to return now to our prayer book. Going to turn to page 586 where we find the words of Aleinu. I'm going to invite all of the kids in the room who would like to come on up to the ark and help us open the ark. Anybody else? And as our friends open the ark, I'm going to invite everyone to please rise. Take this side and pull this up. And then, okay, there's a button. Do you know it? Up, pull up. It's okay. It's kind of going together this hard. Okay, now open. As our prayers draw to a close on this Shabbat evening, we turn our thoughts to our loved ones who are no more. Tonight, as a community, we remember two taken from us in the past 30 days, Nathan Zuckerman and Bernie Flicker. We also remember those who passed away during the past year, Wallace Dunham, Sheila Parker, Francis Edelman, Jean Eisenbach, Fred Cantor, Miriam Grossman, Elizabeth Saxey, Marvin Bender, Donald Ostern, Elaine Garver, Robert Feldman, Eileen Burton, Virginia Gordon, Bruce Dunham, Jim Bowman, R.B. Dickerson, Moni Mayer, Joanne Strickler, John Wormser, Robert Eisenbach, Jerry Sepos, Donald Kim, Hannah Bine. We also think of those who died of this season in years past and whose family members are observing the Yortzeit, the anniversary of death, on this Shabbat. Peter Bretnall, Rose Bone, Jacob Dampf, Wallace Dunham, Alice Dupekier, Albert Frankel, Felix Frankel, Adelaide Friedman, Murray Horowitz, Albert Kober, Otto Levy, Neil Litton, Lottie Saltz, Lael Shaw, Dulcie Trahan, Richard Williams. If there are others you are thinking of this Shabbat evening, or if you'd like to correct any of my mispronunciation, I invite you to share those names aloud as my eyes meet yours. For all those names said aloud and those whom we hold in our hearts, we turn together to our Mourner's Kaddish, page 598, and I invite you, if it is your custom, to please rise. Yitzgadol v'yikadash shemei Rabba, be'alma divrach hirotev yamlich malchuteh, v'chayechon v'yom echon uv'chayei dekol beit Yisrael, ba'agala uvizman kari v'imru, amen. Yehei shmei Rabba mevarach le'olam olamei olmaya, yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitroman v'yitnaseh, v'yitzadar v'yitzaleh v'yitzalal shmei d'kudasha brichu, le'ela minkol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, da'amiran be'alma v'imru, amen. Yehei shlama Rabba min shemaya, v'chaim aleinu ve'akol Yisrael, v'imru, amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu ve'akol Yisrael, v'imru, amen. Zikronam livracha, may all their memories be for a blessing, as together we say. You may be seated, except for Harold. I invite Harold Silverman, representing our Board of Trustees, to share some announcements. Thank you.
It's my pleasure on behalf of the board to wish everyone Shabbat Shalom and to thank you for being with us tonight. To Rabbi Weinstein, Mazel Tov. Okay. And for the announcements, the most important announcement is these announcements have all been delivered to you by email. And if you need to check throughout the week, you can look there. Additionally, our High Holidays schedule of events are out. They're on the walls in the building. And if you need additional assistance there or questions, call the office and someone will help you. For this evening, of course, please stay after the services for the Oneg, which is being hosted tonight by the Rabbi's Friends. Tomorrow there will be Torah study in the social hall at 9:30 a.m., both in person and on Zoom. There will be a Shabbat minyan in the green room at 10 o'clock. That is in person only. There will be services in the sanctuary at 10:30, both in person and on YouTube. And at 8 p.m. there will be a Havdalah hosted by the Saxes on Zoom. And again, you can find all of this in the emails. Our religious school year begins on Sunday. We're looking forward to welcoming you and your religious school age kids to an exciting year of